competitiveness and governance in accordance with Egypt's 2030 vision. He illustrated that the program focused on the access of the private sector to the global value chains, notably in the Suez Canal economic zone.
Prime Minister Mustafa Madhouri affirmed that the government's Digital Egypt Pioneers Initiative, the DEPI, is important for qualifying and training youth in the fields of communications, information technology and programming. The Prime Minister's statements came during his meeting with the Minister of Communications and Information Technology that focused on the milestone initiative that contributes to the digital transformation process and leads to enhancing the digital exports. He asserted that the admission procedures of the initiative should be accurate, clear and unbiased for all qualified applicants according to President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's directives.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdulati received a phone call from his Tanzanian counterpart Mahmoud Thabit Kombo. The call discussed bilateral ties as both top diplomats exchanged views over a number of regional and African issues. During the call, Abdulati hailed the close ties with Tanzania, stressing keenness on expanding cooperation across various economic, investment, trade, industrial and developmental fields. Both sides pointed out to the importance of the giant Julius Nyerere Dam in Tanzania being constructed by Egyptian companies. They described the dam as a significant sign reflecting integration between the two sides for the common interests of the peoples of Egypt and Tanzania. For his part, the Tanzanian top diplomat hailed the role played by the Egyptian companies and their expertise and proficiency in implementing mega developmental projects, including the Nyerere Dam. The call also discussed developments in the African continent, especially the Horn of Africa and the Great Lakes region. Both sides stressed the need to back state institutions, respect the sovereignty of states, and expressed rejection to any measures that jeopardize the stability of nations.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdulati discussed with the Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in a phone call the methods of enhancing the strategic partnership between the two countries. The two foreign ministers reviewed the regional and the international developments, on top of them the Iranian-American negotiable path. In this domain, Abdulati asserted the necessity of supporting all the endeavors aiming at de-escalating the situation in the region. The top diplomat further assured on depending on dialogue and diplomacy to reach an agreement between Washington and Tehran that is accepted by all the parties, which contributes to cementing a ceasefire, ending the war, as well as restoring security and stability in the region.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdulati stressed that the partnership between the Arab Fund for Economic and Social Development and Egypt surpassed the traditional funding to become a figure of a fruitful cooperation that boosts Egypt's 2030 agenda. Priorities for sustainable development. This came during the foreign minister's speech in a virtual meeting of governors of the Arab Fund for Economic and Social Development in the framework of developmental cooperation with the regional partners and enhancing efforts of the Arab economic integration. Abdulati also hailed the fund as one of the most important financial figures supporting the paths of sustainable development.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Badr Abdulati participated in the 50th annual meeting of the Board of Governors of the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, the BADIA, held virtually on Monday. Abdulati reiterated that the meeting reflects the confidence of the Egyptian leading role and its ability to develop the joint Arab action to achieve mutual interests. The top diplomat also expressed pride in hosting the bank's meetings in 2024, emphasizing that Egypt will continue supporting the BADIA through the membership and to enhance cooperation at the aim of achieving stability and prosperity in the African continent. He further commended the bank's vital role in financing the developmental projects in many African countries. Abdulati participated in the meeting as Egypt's governor to the Badia.
Egypt strongly condemned a blatant attack on an Emirati oil tanker during its passage through the Strait of Hormuz. A foreign ministry statement said that Egypt rejects targeting commercial ships which disrupt navigation in international maritime routes in a flagrant breach of international laws. The statement asserted Egypt's solidarity with the United Arab Emirates procedures in defense of its national interests. Egypt also reiterated its absolute refusal of any acts threatening the security and stability of the Gulf nations. It said that the Emirati security is an integral part of the national security as well as that of the entire Arab region. In a separate statement, the foreign ministry expressed Egypt's denunciation of the brutal missile and drone attacks on Emirati soil which set ablaze an oil facility of Al Fujairah state and left many injuries. Egypt branded the latest attack as a dangerous escalation which hampers all efforts to restore calm in the region.
The Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghaid strongly denounced the renewed Iranian drone and missile attacks on the United Arab Emirates, saying that they are a blatant breach to the international law and the ceasefire deal. The Arab League chief also slammed the drone attack that targeted an oil tanker as it passed through the Strait of Hormuz, along with the drone strike on an oil facility of Al Fujairah state. He held Iran accountable for all the deeds and called for an immediate halt to such hostile attacks on the United Arab Emirates and the international navigation through the pivotal strait. Abul Ghaid reiterated the pan-Arab body's solidarity with the United Arab Emirates in whatever procedures it will take to protect its security and the safety of its territory, noting that the national Arab security is integral and cannot be violated under any pretext.
Egypt's stock market indices fluctuated in the trading session on Monday amid selling and purchasing operations by optimistic investors on both directions. The benchmark EGX 30 index shed 0.65% to close at 51,973.5 points. The EGX 70 index for small and medium businesses gained 0.59%, and the broader EGX 100 index also added 0.15% at closure. The market capitalization lost £36 billion to close at £3,681 billion amid transactions of about £77.3 billion.